What I'm saying is that if you're not married to somebody, if you're a female, stop demanding vulnerability from a man. You're asking him to give you something that is truly sacred. You're asking him to give you carte blanche access to his soul, to his limitations, to his weaknesses, to his vulnerabilities. And that is a high call. That is a high demand. That is costly. And if you have not committed to him and he hasn't committed to you for life, and I think that is an unfair call for anybody. If you're married, husbands, do not deny your wife vulnerability. Do not keep yourself and your soul and your heart and all that is in you away from your wife. You're shortchanging yourself. You are shortchanging the health of your marriage. You are shortchanging this experience that is supposed to transform you in ways that no other relationship will transform you. Why do I speak so strongly about vulnerability only existing in the context of marriage? Right? Think about what the root word of vulnerability is. Vulnerability comes from a Latin word that literally means being able to be wounded. In other words, vulnerability is woundability. So when I open myself up to somebody, I am showing them all the wounds that I carry, and I'm inviting them and I'm giving them carte blanche access to shift those wounds around, to touch them, to feel them, to transform them. And that is critical work. That is big. That is demanding. And that cannot just happen anywhere, willy-nilly, with anybody. That has to happen with somebody who is truly committed to the process of my soul being transformed for me to become the person that I've presented myself to them and said, this is who I want to be. Vulnerability can only take place with a person who's committed to that process. Anybody else who's coming to play games, anybody who's here for cheap thrills, anybody who's just here so that they can have a good time, but not the long time, man, I cannot give them my vulnerability. I cannot do that as a man. I've said it countless times. That vulnerability is military language. In fact, in the military context, it demands protection. Two soldiers standing side by side, or back to back rather, you know that one soldier has your back and you have his back. You guys are vulnerable in the front. And so you're going to protect yourself with your weapon, but you know that your back is covered. And that's what vulnerability denotes in the man's mind. When he thinks about being called out to be vulnerable, he thinks, this is me going to war. And if I'm not going to have somebody committed to my soul to protect me like a fellow soldier, then what are we doing?